Hello, Waswere here, back with another episode of the old school Ironman. It has been about a week since I last recorded, and if you look in chat, you can see that I got my woodcutting level up to 90, which is super nice. I recently had surgery on my two broken wrists, so I was at my parents' house recovering and in the hospital, so I was a mobile gamer, and cilioceps were really easy to deal with. I did bank up the fossils alongside the mushrooms. I dropped the mushrooms, but I banked up the fossils. I ended up with 438 small fossils, 243 medium, 212 large, and 50 rare. That is more than enough to complete the museum and have some leftover fossils for some prayer experience. In total, you need to clean 70 small fossils, 60 medium fossils, and about 50 large fossils to complete the museum. Once you've completed an inventory, you can kind of just deposit it into the bin, and that bin is accessible inside the museum, saving you a lot of trips to the Varrock West Bank. For large fossils, they work a little bit differently. You either get plant fossils or bone fossils, and you need 25 of each. So therefore, there's a minimum of 50, but the ratios can be slightly off. It could take you 55 to 60 if you're unlucky, but you're really unlikely to be above 60. But if you are unlucky, you want to make sure you don't get extra plant fossils, because plant fossils above 25 are useless. You can't use them with the prayer training method, but extra bone fossils can be used with the prayer training method. So if I'm unlucky, I'm hoping that it's going to be on the bone fossil side. I guess I got my wish, because after 50 large fossils, I have 27 bone and 23 plant fossils, meaning I won't waste any large fossils at all. It took me a total of 55 fossils, with 5 extra being bone fossils. All things considered, this is a great success. Now let's travel to Varrock and claim our XP and kudos. And every time you finish one of the displays, you get some kudos and an XP lamp. Normally I'd save up all the lamps for a big XP drop at the end, but inventory space is an issue, so I'm going to start dumping them all into Herblore right now. In total, we're going to get 120k Herblore experience. Won't get another level, but every amount of experience helps. With the last large fossil, everything is added. We've gained a lot of XP. I've gone back to lamping Herblore. Before I was lamping Prayer, but I'm now at a point where Prayer is banked high enough, and I want to start working on 86 Herblore, and that's going to allow me to boost to make super combat potions and a whole bunch of other good shit. This is something that I didn't know about until 10 minutes ago, but at certain kudos intervals, you can talk to the clerk and she gives you XP and a bunch of skills. It's not a ton, but every amount of free XP helps. Looking at the fossils I still have in the bank, 368 small, 183 medium, 157 large, and 50 rare. I put that through the banked XP calculator, and it's showing 727k experience banked from just the fossils, not even including the bones or the head, and that alone would get me up to level 78. But in order to process these fossils, I need to get calcite and pyrophosphite from Volcanic Mine, which whenever I do a prayer dump, I will definitely do, but not now. I really don't want to do it just yet. I don't even think I mentioned why I got 90 woodcutting. It's twofold. First of all, it's a diary requirement for the Current Elite, which I do want to get done shortly. But also, it's a great AFK to do while I'm working, just chopping some redwoods and making a little bit of progress. So that'll be nice to have when I go back to work. You may have guessed, but the meat and potatoes of this episode is going to be Guardians of the Rift. The goal is threefold. First of all, I want to get to level 77, just unlocks a lot of various training methods for runecrafting. Second, I want to complete the runecrafting outfit for diary tasks. And thirdly, I want to potentially get some of the rare uniques like the lantern or the needle. The main motivator for me is that my runecrafting level is what's stopping me from completing a lot of diaries. And with 77 and the outfit, I could do basically all but 2 diaries runecraft level-wise, so that'll be great for future episodes. My plan for looting is that whenever I'm done with a session, going for lunch, doing a farm run, I will loot however many pulls I have, and when I can buy an outfit piece, I will buy it. Nothing special, but we did pick up 32 pearls, which brings our total pearl count above 100, getting closer to an outfit piece. We also picked up the giant pouch, which will be useful once I hit 75 runecrafting. There is level 70 obtained. It is lunchtime and I'm going to take a break. We have 62 elemental and 59 catalytic points, and maybe we'll get something lucky in the 59 pulls I have. Nothing lucky, but this time we got 88 pearls, which is still below drop rate, but the stack is growing, so I'm not going to complain too hard. The total pearl count is 191, which means I'm only 59 pearls away from buying the first outfit piece at 250. I didn't even realize this, but base 70s have now been obtained. There is level 72 runecrafting. Woo! This time I'm taking a break for dinner, so I'm going to loot after this game is over. When I'm looting and I'm reading the chat, every time I see the message, I'm like, oh, I got the needle. And then 3 seconds later, I'm like, well, there was no collection log pop-up, so I definitely didn't get the needle. Okay, a collection log pop-up. We got a intricate pouch. Okay, an abyssal blue dye. That's a rare drop. 1 in 1200. I really don't care about the dye itself, but I'm in a bit of a FOMO trap with this dye. Part of me wants to trade the dye in for 50 pearls and get closer to getting the outfits done. But the other part of me wants me to keep it in the bank because I might want to dye it later, and at a certain point, pearls become useless. So for now, it's going into the bank instead of trading it in. But on that loot, the good news is that in those 70 or so pulls, I got very lucky on pearls, getting 293, which is just above 4 per, and you normally get around 2 per game. I also got 3 intricate pouches, which mostly contain runes, death runes, soul runes, and then the tarnished locket. That is another collection log slot. With my pearl total, I'm up to 484 pearls, meaning I can buy the boots for 250 and then have 200-ish left over, which gets me most of the way to the rope bottoms, which cost 350 pearls. How this outfit works is that each piece of the outfit gives 10% more runes while runecrafting, and if you have the full outfit on, there's a set effect that makes it 60% extra total. You can bring the tarnished locket to the Lumbrish guide, and he'll give you a bit of a lore dump, and you just keep spacebarring it through all his messages, and eventually he will give you the Raiments of the Eye necklace, and you're able to teleport to the minigame with it, which I guess is nice if your minigame teleport is already on cooldown. But I kind of hate the minigame teleports because, like, it just makes teleports like this kind of useless to get because who's coming to Guardians of the Rift more than twice in a 20-minute period? There is 74 runecrafting. I got my pre-lunch goal. I now get 2 chaos runes whenever I'm chaos runecrafting. I got up to kill count 99 with about 93 pearls, and I'm going to go ahead and do one more kill to get us up to that nice round 100. Loot-wise, there's only one piece of good news, and the good news is I got 226 pearls. The rest of it's kind of bad. Looking at the collection log, I now have 309 rifts, which means I am technically dry on the Abyssal Needle as the drop rate is 1 in 300. Though my pearl ratio is pretty good right now at 710 versus 309 at slightly above 2, which is around what you would expect. But we can now purchase the rope bottoms as we have enough pearls. We have 460 and this is going to cost us 350. I chose to buy the bottoms over the top because it allows me to keep the Varrock armor on while also having the bonus effect from the robes. Rune stack wise, it's looking pretty good. Like, the elemental runes are starting to rise up pretty high, and even stuff like natures and laws and cosmics, like, I don't see myself using them. Hispori isn't. I wonder what that is. Oh, finish off Hispori with a special attack. That's pretty easy. I just DDS'd at the end of the kill instead of the start of the kill this time. Guess this is the first time I've done that. But we're up to kill count 49 without the bottomless compost bucket. But this drop was pretty good, getting both an Iosaur seed and a white lily seed. There is level 75 runecrafting, giving us access to the giant pouch. The giant pouch is going to be huge because that means more essence used, more experience gained, more catalytic and elemental points. Overall, just going to be massive. The game is over, and we're up to 150 kills, and we have 51 pulls to use. Ooh, an abyssal red die. That gives us 2 dies and 2 out of 3 into dyeing the outfit, because you can't put a dye on the boots. So, that's pretty sweet. We also picked up a catalytic talisman, which gives us the ability to make a catalytic tiara. Overall, I think this is the best pull yet. We got a good pearl rate, we picked up a rare die, we got the catalytic talisman, and wow. Okay, the pouch gave us herblore experience too, so yeah, I don't think that could have gone any better. There is level 76 runecrafting. The giant pouch is paying off well. The XP rate has gone up about 5,000 to 6,000 per hour. So the total XP is now like the low 40Ks, which is super nice for Runecraft. The game is over, and I have a total of 90 pulls. At this point, that 90 pulls should be enough to buy another piece of the outfit, assuming I just don't get really bad pearl luck. But let's hope for the best, and like at this point, we should have one of the 2 uniques, so let's hope that we can pull one of them out. Oh my god, we got the lantern. That is huge. The lantern's big for the minigame, but like it's only used in the minigame. So if I want to train from 77 to 85 at Guardians of the Rift, then this lantern is going to be huge. Absolutely huge. We also picked up enough pearls to be able to buy the hat, as we have a total of 429, and it costs us 400 to purchase it. So we now have 3 out of 4 outfit pieces. And about a minute later, I have my 6 redwood logs. This actually is the first time I've ever chopped a redwood. So I completed a Karen and Kebo's elite task. I'm actually pretty close to completing the diary. The one task that's really going to hold us back is killing a Hydra in the Kurlum Slayer dungeon, as that requires 95 Slayer. I am able to boost from level 90 Slayer with a +5 Pi, but that's still 2 more Slayer levels I need to get, so that might have to wait until after I'm out of these casts for my wrist. Now you are able to light the lantern with various logs. I chose redwood logs as it stops pouches from degrading, and it also gives me 5% chance of doubling points. You do need the actual fire making level to add the logs to the lantern, so I would need 90 fire making. So even though Wintertod, you don't need to go all the way up to 99, for this very reason, I would probably still go up to 90. As for the collection log, we're at 138 kills and 450 rifts, so we're pretty lucky on the lantern as it's a 1 in 700 drop rate, though we are unlucky on the needle as we are 1.5 times drop rate. But over the long period, it's probably going to work out well that I have the lantern now, and I'll get the needle later. A couple days of rune crafting all day later, and it's looking like we're gonna hit the level goal. There is 77 rune crafting, giving us the ability to craft blood runes from pure rune essence or dark essence. Now, in order to actually craft it with pure essence or in this game, I need to complete the Sins of the Father questline. So I'm gonna go ahead and complete that before I do any other rune crafting, but let's go loot first. Okay, that might be the most tragic loot I've ever had. 40-ish pulls, I think, 41 pulls, and I only got 12 pearls. And you'd anticipate I'd get 90, 85 from that, and I get a shield left half. And blood runes, and then blood runes and a hard clue. That's interesting. I wonder how rare that shield left half is. If we look at the bank, the pearl stack is up to 41, so we were really far off the final outfit piece. Now, in order to complete the Sins of the Father quest, I need to do some prerequisites first to get through the vampire quest line. It's slightly different on old school, but it starts off with the Darkness of Hallowvale, which is an RS3 quest that I've done a bunch before, so that'll be pretty easy. Then the next quest is a Taste of Hope, which is an old school exclusive quest, and it has a nice little boss at the end of it. And then we can go into the Sins of the Father quest, which is another old school exclusive quest, and it has a much harder boss fight at the end. But let's get questing. Darkness of Hallowvale is completed. We get some token experience and then this lamp that we can put into any skill. It's 2,000 each and you get 3 uses of it, so I'm pumping these all into Herblore for the entire quest series. Next up, we finished A Taste of Hope by killing Rennes Draken. I think this fight would have been a lot harder if I wasn't like 120 combat and like 50 levels above the suggested requirement, but I could basically tank everything and just AFK this boss fight. Maybe since the father will be a little more difficult. Quest complete, we get another Tome of Experience that's going to go right into Herblore. Another 7,500 experience there. And then we also got the Draken's Medallion, which provides a nice teleport to Ver Sicilia, which is the Theater of Blood area. It's going to be a really nice way to get over to this side of the map, because otherwise it takes quite a long time, and it'll be super nice for Tobbs. I have my max strength gear on alongside my mage defense for the top and bottom as the boss attacks with mage, and the Evandis flail sucks as a weapon. On the final phase here, your prayers do nothing, so I just put on redemption in case I need it. And how I figured out to do this is basically just have your mouse hovered over a different square, and if you see lightning under you, just click and you'll be perfectly fine, and it's super easy. But the quest is done. I got that on my second try. I had to teleport out once because I didn't know that the final phase was a thing. And I just AFK'd, and then I was like, oh my god, I'm about to die. But had I looked it up, I think I would have got it very first try without any teleports. But this will be the end of the quest. Quest complete. We get a lot of things that are listed here and a lot of things that aren't listed here. We had access to Darkmire, and this Tome of Experience has recently been upgraded, and it now gives 15,000 experience 6 times. So that's going to be 90,000 Herblore experience. It feels so good to get this 15,000 XP drop, and then another 15,000, and it led to us getting a level 80 for Herblore. Very nice. I can make upgraded anti-fire potions if I ever want to do Vorkath. This is going to be my first time going through the Blood Altar. Oh, it looks pretty sick. And it's going to be a lot of experience. Okay, every time I go through the Blood Altar, I get 70 runes. And if I do that once a game, those blood runes are going to stack up pretty quickly. Got ourselves up to 97 farming. The levels are coming in pretty quickly now. I seem to do 1 tree run and 1 fruit tree run a day, and then throughout the day I just do herb runs as I can. And that generally ends up with like 100k farming experience a day, and about a lot of Herblore experience banked at the same time. So I am slowly working towards 99 farming. There is level 78 rune crafting. First level gained with blood runes. 79 rune crafting, the levels are coming in quick. Rift has been closed and I have a total of 165 energy. I did a couple extra games to even out my points, but 165 loots. This better get us the final outfit piece. Better. This is tragic. This is crazy. I'm now at 656 loots and I don't have the needle yet. It's a 1 in 300 drop, so I'm only 2.2 times drop rate, but at the same time, my Pearl RNG has cratered. I'm supposed to have over 1,400 pearls at this point, but I only have 1,343, which is a pretty terrible number to end on, as I'm 7 pearls away from being able to buy the top and the last piece of the outfit. 86 herbs, that is my new 8-patch record for a herb run. I went ahead and did a couple more games really quickly just to be able to loot and grab the last pearls we need. And we get it pretty much right away. Now we have the full outfit. When I have the full outfit equipped, the bonus rune goes up to 60%, which is super nice. I'm still bringing the Varrock armor for the mining portion. So while I'm mining at the start of the game, I put the Varrock armor on. And then once I go to start runecrafting, I put on the rope top. It's 2 clicks per game, and each game is like 12 minutes long. So honestly, I think it's definitely worth the 1 inventory slot. But this should be a lot more runes obtained. as we're going from 130% to 160%. Oh my god, yes! Oh, I am so happy to have this drop. Hell freaking yeah. Oh, no more Hespori kills. Yes. Okay, so I've been waiting on this drop for quite a long time. I know I'm not that dry. It's only a 1 in 35 and I'm at 50 kills. But I hate dealing with Ultra Compost. I hate making Ultra Compost. It is the worst part of farming. And what I can do is I can add all the compost I currently have into the bucket and it doubles it. So I just added 27 there. And when I check how many I have 54 uses. This means every time I make compost, it's twice as effective. And it means that big compost bin over there, going to be 30 ultra compost, which means 60 charges in the bucket. I am so happy. And like, it's paying off right away. I went to do a herb run and like, I no longer need to play the inventory management game with 10 different ultra composts in my inventory, and I'm just so happy. All things considered, this isn't a terrible place to go dry. I'm getting a lot of runes. I'm getting some rune crafting experience, and eventually I will get the needle. It's going to happen. It just kind of sucks that I don't have it yet, but I will probably be happy as long as I get the needle before level 85. And there is level 82 rune crafting, one level closer to 85. And another level of looting, and another level of disappointment. We're now up to 970 searches, so officially over 3 times drop rate on the needle, and we are getting closer and closer to that 85 rune crafting. I decided to skip ahead all the way up to 85 rune crafting, not looting at 83. I just wanted to have the motivation to grind out the final level. We're about 270 experience away, so when I deposit this here, I should get up to 85 rune crafting, which would allow me to make the colossal pouch if I had the needle, but I currently do not. So let's finish up this game and loot. Well, this sucks. I got another die, but I'm now level 85, and I do not have the needle, despite spending pretty much all my experience at Guardians of the Rift. Looking at the collection log, I have a total of 1376 searches, meaning I'm 4.5 times drop rate without getting it. Kind of crazy. But with 85 rune crafting, I am going to take a little bit of a break from Guardians of the Rift. I just do not want to burn myself out on this. But if we look at the rune stack, I have a lot of every single rune except for Astrals and Souls, because you can't make them in this minigame. And those will last me for quite a while. Like 40k Chaos, 40k Death, 40k Blood, like, it's just too good. Now with the full outfit obtained, I'm going to go ahead and complete all the diary tasks and 85 rune crafting. I can complete them all except for the Karamja one. And it basically just involves me going to every altar and doing a full inventory. And with the Astral altar done, I've done them all. And if we scroll through all the tasks, I have basically all the elite and hard rune crafting tasks done. The only exception are 2 of them. The Karen and Kebos, I was just way too lazy to craft blood runes, as I'm not going to be completing the diary yet. And then the Karamja diary requires at minimum 86 with a boost to get up to 91. But I'm bound to get that level because I'm probably going to go all the way to 95 next time I train rune crafting. And that elite diary isn't too important just yet. But that's going to be the end of this episode. I put a lot of effort into this episode. It took probably about 100 hours to do all of this rune crafting. So if you enjoyed the video, if you liked it, please leave a like down below. Please leave a comment. It helps out so much. You have no idea. But past that, have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next one.